to always have the right answer. With so many things that we might consider good, it reminds me a little bit of a Dr. Seuss book. Because I have a 4 and a 7-year-old, everything is Dr. Seuss or Disney. And in this Dr. Seuss book, there's a bridge being built, and it's being built from 2 different sides. But they're not communicating with one another. And so the Bungle Bung Bridge never meets in the middle. It misses one another. I think that's what happens when we put the wrong thing as the highest good. If we put our attention or our focus on money or wealth or esteem or power, then we will miss the highest good that God has for our lives. Our alignment will be off. So we need at least something of a picture of what the good life is, and that's what Psalm 112 does. Now, it doesn't paint a perfect picture. It doesn't tell you exactly what you should or you shouldn't do, but it's a good start. It's a good little sketch. The central theme in Psalm 112 comes in one of the verses right in the middle. Their hearts are steady, trusting in the Lord. Their hearts are firm. They aren't afraid. The psalmist is saying is to chase after the good life in God, we must fix our hearts on following God. And the psalmist lists out those who follow God. They honor God. They follow God's commandments. They are set on doing right, on being merciful and compassionate, on seeking justice and lending generously. And for the last, and I'm going to add a few more to that or kind of expound on that a bit, because the last couple of weeks we've been talking about Wesley's 3 simple rules, or the simple and the general rules of what it means for a Methodist to seek out our salvation, to grow closer to God. Because on the first week, we talked about Wesley's first rule: do no harm. Be mindful of how you act and treat others so that you don't speak or act in a way that by action or inaction causes somebody to come to harm. The second week followed the first in do good. Act in a way that is beneficial towards all. And the final one, Wesley wrote as, attend upon all the ordinances of God, which is a long and wordy way, I think, of saying, stay in love with God. The ordinances that Wesley talked about were practices that help us keep our relationship with God strong and alive and growing. These are means of grace that allow us and enable us to grow in the Christian life and faith. And John Wesley mentions 6 specifically. Those are public worship. So hey, you're doing one of them right now, sitting in this space. Public worship. Reading the Bible. Communion, gathering around the table to break bread with one another. Prayer. Searching the Scriptures, and we've got several of our Sunday school classes that do this before and after worship.